Doctors in the 1950s, when a female patient says they are feeling sad. When you're out hunting and think you've shot a nice, tasty deer but turns out it's the King of England. Ah, let's go, that's class. The French artillery commander, when he couldn't silence the Vietnam guns. Head out. You see a German airship in American airspace. Panic. The US isn't at war with Germany yet. Calm. You're in Lakehurst, New Jersey, and it's 1937. Panic. And for supporting my regime you would again. Silence, wench. I do not wish for constitutionalism anymore. I just want regional autonomy and theocracy. The war is over, and your family is released from the internment camps. No Japs allowed. You are on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of Axis power. What? You are not yet ready to help us with world domination. Average fascist Italy fan. Average Kingdom of Greece enjoyer. Romans, just Vibin. Punic, surprise mother. We left England because we learned I had been lied to my whole life. I was told it was a war to end all wars, but actually it was the First World War. The Vietnamese, after sinking a Chinese armada and saying their prince, after 1000 years, I'm free. Pre-20th Century Army 1. Pre-20th Century Army 2. Disease. Lucius Gellius and Gnaeus Cornelius, when they saw Spartacus and his home, is pissed. Blight. I'll retake Haiti. I'll re-enslave all the blacks after they just fought for their independence. I'll send 80,000 troops. I'll totally win. German soldiers flooding the Netherlands so they can defend better. The Free Dutch soldiers. You dare use my own spells against me, Potter. Some innocent peasant. So now that I'm not really guilty, you'll just let me go, right? King Henry VIII. The fat controller laughed. You are wrong. The church. We are all brothers and sisters in Christ. Hong Xiuquan. And I took that literally. Native Americans buying Alcatraz Island. Best I can do is $24 worth of beads and cloth. Entering Russia with 600,000 men in the intent to re-establish the continental blockade in the east. Napoleon. Only 25,000 survive, and the Tsar refuses to negotiate even after losing Moscow. Napoleon. The Christian right after the Miller v. California ruling. How are we supposed to stop indecency and perversion if the Supreme Court made obscenity laws unenforceable? Pornography producers. That's the neat part, you don't. Americans in 1900s invent blues. Americans in 1950s invent rock and roll. British in 1960s. Write that down. Write that down. Sweet Jesus. Poo. That's not honey. You are eating Saudi exported Wahhabism. Death to America. Arthur Guinness making beer. Arthur Guinness making babies. Western soldiers camped in Peking when the Boxers claim to be impervious to bullets. You've got nothing but your bloody knives and your fancy karate gimmicks. We have guns. King Louis XVI. After gifting Chef Jane Joseph Claus 20 pistols for creating pâté de foie gras. I too am extraordinarily humble. But moving is voluntary, so don't force them. Fine, I won't. When you ran a brutal colonial regime that killed 10 million people, but your country is only known for waffles. Pennsylvania hosting the Constitutional Convention. Delaware becoming the first state. Protestants. Henry VIII splitting from the Catholic Church. Protestants. Mary I takes the throne. Protestants. Elizabeth I takes the throne. In 1936, Hitler requested a man from India, Dhyan Chand, to accept German citizenship, but also a position as a field marshal in the German army and play for Germany, but he refused. Transportation in the 1800s before cars were invented be like France to the Protestants in the HRE. France to the Protestants in France. Some Malaysian politician, can you use your black magic to help me become rich and win the upcoming party election? Mona Fendi. Best I can do is cut you into 18 pieces. Alexander arrived Russia after Napoleon kissed him. That feels weird, but I'll allow it. Andrew Carnegie when steel workers in Homestead go on strike to stop their wages being cut. That's communism. I'm calling the Pinkertons. When your boss Saddam Hussein calls you in for a public assembly and some dude that looks really nervous starts reading out a list of names. Chuckles. I'm in danger. Can I have Czechoslovakia and Austria? That feels weird, but I will allow it. Editor, my husband is a famous German. Her husband. Field Marshal Haig once the first wave fails, but then he realizes he has another 1 million young British lads at his disposal. Random island in the middle of the ocean exists. The British. Lose your virginity in a bed like a normal person. Lose your virginity in a cemetery like the boss goth you are. Mathematicians writing is equal to at the end of their calculations. Robert record drawing two parallel lines and creating the equal symbol. Lectures of professional historians available for free on YouTube. Non-historians doing history videos on YouTube with bad accuracy. You're an archaeologist in the 70s. You're on an excavation in Iraq. You find a 3,500-year-old tablet with text on it. It's a Umama joke. Marines visit my school and talk about how they haven't lost in their 246 years of existence. Me trying to figure out how they won in Vietnam and Korea. You finally meet your future husband and soon to be King of England. He takes one look at you and calls for a glass of brandy. Joshua Norton, a homeless man, declares himself Emperor of the United States in a fit of rage. The entire city of San Francisco. I like your funny words, magic man. Japan, we would never surrender. US, the power of the sun is in the palm of my hand. Germany, Stalin, as you already know, we have your son in a concentration camp. Let's discuss prisoner exchange. Stalin, pathetic. America nicked Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 1 British, 7 Dutch, and 12 American prisoners of war. Get me the hell out of here. The king is fat as frick. How is he still even mobile? His Majesty's constitution is a gigantic one, and his elasticity under the most severe pressure exceeds what I have ever witnessed in 38 years experience. How the rest of the world sees emus. How Australians see emus. Americans and Europeans on their history. Our forefathers committed terrible atrocities against other cultures, and for that we are truly sorry. Mongolians on their history. Genocide is bad. Half of Europe, you can't lead French armies. You're a girl. That's not possible. Joan of Arc. Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down. Me when I find out that the 100 years war was only 3 separate conflicts over the span on 116 years. How many other lies have I been told by the council? Japanese soldiers in Vietnam after the World War II. Japanese soldiers defected to the Viet Minh to fight the Allies. Japanese soldiers conscripted by the Allies to fight the Viet Minh. when you survive the Battle of Pelusium, after the Achaemenids tie you to their shields to deter the Egyptians from attacking.
If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe for your daily dose of memes. Also, be sure to watch previous MemePog episodes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back tomorrow.